Hope you're having a great morning. Pretty nice Wednesday. Happy hump day. People call it happy hump day. Middle of the week. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. I always appreciate the support. Uh, Hope y'all having a great day. Great productive week so far. In the middle of the week. Hope you're having a great productive day. Hope you're achieving the things you really want to achieve. Sometimes it's very frustrating. Sometimes, trying to get where you really want to go in life, it's very frustrating. Mentally, I would say a little physically. I think it's more of a mental thing. When you can't accomplish the things you really want to do, either your own character get in the way, or it's just a psychological thing that get in the way of achieving certain things that you really want to achieve. It's a psyche to a lot of things that you really want to do, but you just have to have the mindset to achieve it, to want to really achieve it. Sometimes desperation can get in the way of success as well. Sometimes people get very desperate for situations to happen, and they force things to happen, and it don't happen in their favor. And so, in your desperation, try not to force things to happen, because sometimes things won't happen if you force it to happen. So try to keep it easy. Don't try to force things to happen that doesn't happen. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But make things worth the risk to do. Sometimes we have things that we want to risk in order to get where we want to go, but sometimes we don't do enough in order for that risk to be worth the risk, and so we find ourselves depressed at ourselves because we didn't make a certain thing happen that we want to happen. And so make it worth the risk. Make that effort. Maybe you've gotten laid off of a job, or maybe you've quit a job to do something that you really wanted to do. Make it worth the risk. Put your all into what you really want to do. Don't second. Don't short change it. Go all the way into it and see what happens. A lot of people get depressed because they took a risk and it wasn't worth the risk, and they regret taking that risk. So I don't want you to be the type to take a risk and it doesn't work out in your favor. And so whatever you're trying to do, and you're trying to take a risk, make sure it's worth taking that risk, because you may regret it in the future. That things didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. I've had situations like that. I didn't give it my all. I didn't give the risk my all. Sometimes you want to go back and change things in order for things to really happen in your favor. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about what you did, but just move on and really try to make things work, make things happen the way you want to. Things don't always work out in your favor, but you can change things for the future. You can't change the past, but you can definitely change your future. How you doing, John in studio? How you doing, Sukuna? But yeah, make it worth the risk. Whatever you want to do in life, make it worth the risk because you won't regret it later on that you took a certain risk in order to get where you wanted to go. Uh, we oftentimes, uh, sometimes we oftentimes take risks. We oftentimes take risks and we don't put forth the effort. We don't plan. We don't plan things right. We don't plan things in the right way in order for that risk to really work in our favor. I think with a risk, we have to have a strategy. We really have to have a strategy in order for this risk to really work. Maybe you quit your job to start a business, or you're going to quit your job to start a business. Well, what I would do, I would set up a plan while I'm working. So when I start working, I'm already set. I don't have to worry about certain things. Maybe you want to save, the money that you worked for, while you're working. Maybe you want to save the money while you're working. And so, again, appreciate you. How you doing, BGH? Maybe you want to save the money while you're working in order to set up for you, starting your job or starting your self-employed job. And so it's many ways that we can do this. You can do that. But make it worth the risk. Make things worth the risk in order for things to happen in your favor. And if you want to say anything that towards this conversation, feel free to join this conversation about risk. Taking risk. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes we are afraid. Sometimes we are afraid to take risks because we're afraid about the outcome that we may suffer or things is not going to happen the way we want it. But I think you'll be less fearful if you create a game plan, for the risk, that you're taking. But again, appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe to this channel as well. Please subscribe. Also, if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. It's also in my bio on this channel, on my channel page. If you want to send a topic, whether it be religion, current events, motivation, politics, and continue to support this channel. Channel steadily growing. I've been kind of taking a break from religious conversation, but I'm gonna get back to it. And also politics. There's a lot of things going on in politics. And so, if you have a topic you want me to talk about, $ Open Mind Convo, you can send me a Cash App with your topic, and I'll get to it. Again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for always supporting this channel. Steadily growing. Please subscribe so this channel can grow. Also, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. Give me a thumbs up so these videos can go in the algorithm. These videos can go out to you guys, to people that really need this motivation and inspiration. But again, appreciate y'all support. But yeah, make it worth the risk. Whatever you're trying to do in life, make it worth the risk, and you'll see the reward for your labor. But again, appreciate y'all for watching. Till next time. All right, peace.